Hi, I'm Callie, and tonight I will be walking you through how to make a Greek lemon chicken with roasted potatoes, as well as a traditional Greek salad, which we call choriatiki. It's also translated as village salad. So we're going to start with creating the chicken and potatoes first, and we're going to put that in the oven and then make the salad. So the recipe calls for, and I'm using the recipe from the Festival of Greek Flavors book. It calls for 3 to 4 pounds of chicken cut into pieces. So I have a few chicken legs and thighs and drumsticks, but I will set that aside to begin. And so now we're going to make the marinade sauce. What you'll want to have is a big bowl for mixing. And then you will want to have half a cup of olive oil, as well as 2 tablespoons of canola or corn oil. So I have that here. I'm going to put that into my mixing bowl. And then you want the juice of 2 lemons. So if you have a lemon squeezer like this, you can cut the lemons into halves and squeeze them. It's a good arm workout too. Then you kind of want your lemon juice to seep a little bit. Slowly mix it in. As you pour the lemon juice, a nice trick is to slowly mix the olive oil too, like that. And then we want to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of Greek dried oregano. So I have that here. In Greek cooking, we love oregano, so feel free to add 3. And then you will want 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. And then you'll want 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Perfect. And then finally, you just want some salt and pepper. So you can salt it to however much you like. And then some black pepper. After you cook it, you can feel free to add more salt and pepper. So that is the essence of the marinade. So now we want to just mix it. You can use a fork or a whisk. Great, and once you believe that your marinade sauce is nicely mixed, what we're going to do is now dip the chicken pieces into this and make sure that the whole chicken is coated. And then we're going to place the chicken in this baking pan. You want to just put it into your bowl. You can flip it over, really mix it around, then let it drip a little, and then place it on the pan. All right, so you want to leave some space in your pan to add the potatoes. So I'm going to stop there. And now we're going to move on to preparing the potatoes. So what you'll want to do is have 5 to 6 potatoes. You can use any type of potatoes, but particularly for this recipe, gold potatoes are great. So you'll want to peel them and then cut them into wedges. So what I like to do is take my potato, and you see that I'm holding it vertically. I like to cut it in the middle vertically. And then take 1/2 and then just cut some wedges. You can cut them to however you'd like to cut potatoes. So I have my 5 to 6 potatoes that are cut in here. And what I want to do is then pour the potatoes into the leftover marinade mixture. And then you just want to toss them. Really making sure that every potato receives that nice olive oil and lemon juice. So maybe spend a minute or 2 just tossing the potatoes around. And then once you're ready, come back to your pan with the chicken, and then just place the potatoes around the chicken. Then you can add some extra juice to it too as you scoop the potatoes out. But the caveat is you still don't want to really put too much to go all the way to the top of your pan, because you want to leave some space for the potatoes to absorb the liquid, the water that we're about to put on. So I feel like I have enough potatoes here. So I've added enough potatoes to the pan, and so I have a little extra, but what I want to make sure to do is actually add all of this extra marinade on top of the potatoes and chicken, just so that they receive that extra juice. And now one of our final steps here is to season the potatoes and chicken. Just get a nice extra coat of seasoning. So I'm going to start with just a little bit of black pepper to season it evenly. Then I'll add some more salt. And then lastly, we will add a little bit of paprika. And then finally, what we want to do is add half a cup of water to the bottom of the pan, just so that it adds a little bit of extra moisture for the potatoes and chicken to cook. So a nice trick that I learned recently is to add the water at the corner of the pan so that you don't mess up the seasoning that you just put onto your potatoes and chicken. Keep this pan uncovered and bake the chicken and potatoes for 60 to 70 minutes at 350 degrees. So I have my oven preheated at that, and so I'm going to put that into the oven. So our chicken and potatoes are cooking in the oven, and while those cook, we are going to prepare our horiatiki, or Greek village salad. So to start off, you want to take your nice big salad bowl, and our recipe calls for just rubbing the salad bowl with a garlic clove. So I'll rub the edges, and then the bottom. And so you'll want one cucumber. I already have it peeled. And you will want to cut it lengthwise. Cut it right down the middle. And then just slice it. The Greek village salad, it actually, traditionally in Greece, it has no lettuce. So it's just a mixture of a lot of nice fresh vegetables, which I'll be walking you through. So I'll place my cut cucumbers into this bowl. And next we want to take 2 large tomatoes and slice them. So we'll slice off the top, set those aside. And kind of like the potatoes, there's no real equation for how you should cut the tomatoes, but I like to cut them in half like this. And similar to how we did the potatoes, just make them into nice little wedges. So now I have 2 cut tomatoes, and next I'm going to cut half a green pepper. Nice and thin, and then also nice and a little bit long. You don't want them too long. Okay, and then finally you want half a red onion, thinly sliced. Wonderful. So that is the essence of the vegetables that go into the salad. Next, we are going to make the dressing. So for the dressing, you'll want a separate bowl. And then we'll start with olive oil. We'll add half a cup of olive oil into this bowl. And then you'll want 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. So squeezing 1 tablespoon. And then a second. And next you'll want 1 garlic clove, nicely minced. So I have that pre-cut and minced here, so I'm just going to place it into that separate bowl. And then next we will use half a teaspoon of dried oregano. And next we'll just add a pinch of dry basil. And then lastly, we just want to add some salt and pepper. You can add more salt and more pepper afterwards after you taste it, but As my dad said, with salt, you can always add more, but you can never add less. And now we will whisk this together. And now that this is whisked, we are going to slowly pour the dressing over the vegetables. So you can pour it with just a spoon, or you can start to just pour it directly from the bowl. But just pour it slowly and then spread it out evenly. Then I'll take a quick pause here, and I will just start mixing the vegetables. Great, and now that I have those vegetables mixed, I'm just going to pour a little bit more of the dressing. Okay, and then finally, what we want to do is garnish the salad. So we have some Kalamata olives here. And so you just want to take as many olives as you'd like. Just spread them over the salad. And then you'll want to take some crumbled or sliced feta. We have pre-crumbled feta here, or you can crumble it directly from a block of feta. And then lastly, we want to top off the salad with just some oregano. So this horiatiki salad pairs so nicely with our Greek roasted chicken and potatoes that we were making earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and take the chicken and potatoes out of the oven. And there you go, a traditional staple Greek dish. We have our roasted chicken and potatoes with lemon and olive oil, as well as a traditional Greek horiatiki salad. So thank you for cooking with me today. The recipe that we followed, or both recipes that we followed, is available in our Festival of Greek Flavors cookbook, which you can find on festivalofgreekflavors.com.